going on?
Thank you so much.
Pay like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that ring.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my guy, as always, Mojo Muhtadi. Mojo, we're going to start with Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordon Hudson, who is not, Mojo, not banned from the UNC football facilities, despite a report from earlier today that really shook up the sports world, Mojo. Obviously, a lot of people have over the last couple of weeks, especially since that CBS This Morning interview with Bill Belichick, have been talking about this relationship. Some people worried in Bill Belichick's orbit that she's exerting too much control over the 7-time winning Super Bowl head coach, Mojo. And again, a little bit earlier today, courtesy of a guy who used to work for ESPN, who is now very successful in his own right, Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre said that Jordon Hudson had been banned. Now, we have since spoken to a couple of people from the University of North Carolina, and we have even gotten an official statement from UNC. First things first, we'll start at the beginning here. Here is what Pablo initially said that got everybody talking, Mojo. Watch this.
A couple of breaking news updates since what has happened publicly since we last gathered. Number one, okay? Two sources at the University of North Carolina tell me that there has been a decision, it was made last week, by the higher-ups inside the athletic department that had hired Bill Belichick to be the highest paid public employee, not just coach, in the state of North Carolina at $10 million a year. And that decision was that Jordon Hudson is no longer allowed in the football building.
Okay.
She is not allowed on the football field.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordon moving forward.
All right, Mojo. So, I mean, that's about as clear as you could ever possibly be. Pablo obviously saying that he had multiple sources, not just one, multiple people who told him that Jordon was banned. Well, Mojo, again, we have spoken to a couple of people at the University of North Carolina who told us, no, that's just not true at all. And then, Mojo, a little bit later in the day, we get the official statement from UNC. So here's what they had to say. While Jordon Hudson is not an employee at the University of Carolina Athletics, she is welcome to the Carolina football facilities. Jordon will continue to manage all activities related to Coach Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for Carolina football and the university. So, Mojo, there you have it. She is very much still welcome, still allowed, and very much not banned from UNC.
Actually, Babcock, I'm not so sure that statement reads that way, my friend. I think it means, I don't know, maybe I'm interpreting this wrong, but when I read that statement, what I hear is, yeah, she can go into his office from time to time when it's maybe not during practice hours. Hey, maybe she can even grab a bite with him in the team dining hall. I didn't really see too much on there that says she's welcome on the field during practice and during team activities and functions. It's more or less the same way you would expect all family members to be treated of any player or coach, mostly coach on the team. Those people don't have full access to all team functions and facilities. That's not exactly how that works. He is still a welcomed presence. So I don't know. That's where my mind goes when I read all that. And you got to think that something happened, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like there was one big glaring red flag that set off all of this, or else I think we would all know about it. But you just got to think that this is a repeated situation. She's always around. She's always passing influence. She's becoming a distraction. It's not a good look from a PR perspective for the coach, the team, for the school as a whole. That's probably not the look that you're wanting when you just paid a guy $10 million, the highest paid in the state, regardless of who that person is. That's a huge investment. So I think what we're hearing on the podcast and what the school's saying, it's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it'll be interesting to see once games roll around how involved she is, if at all. Right, she is obviously not part of the coaching staff, but she is more than just Bill's girlfriend. She obviously is handling a lot of, like they say, his personal stuff. He's got a new memoir. He's got interviews. He does a lot of things away from the football field, and she is very much at the center of all that, Mojo, as we look at Bill's book there, The Art of Winning. So it'd be very interesting to see. I don't know you're going to see her with a headset on, in the booth or on the sidelines talking to players during games, but I do think she is still going to be around on campus. Again, she is not banned. I think at the end of the day, if UNC had any designs of banning her, that Bill would not allow that. Now, real quick before we move on, Mojo, for Pablo Torre here, he is standing by his initial report, despite what UNC says, despite what our sources have told us. Pablo, and here you can see his tweet. I'll read it for you real quick. P.S. UNC can now choose to describe or change its position on Jordon Hudson's involvement however it wishes. Following the publication of our episode, we requested comment and filed dozens of Freedom of Information requests that were not satisfied, and we stand by the specific reporting in our episode, which came from the highest level of the football program. I think, Mojo, bottom line here is maybe they did ban her. Maybe Pablo Torre is exactly right, and maybe then Bill Belichick either got involved or maybe they saw the reaction after he dropped his report, and maybe they said, we have got to change course. The bottom line is, Mojo, they seemingly are saying now she's not banned. Again, stay tuned. Football games are coming, and they're coming soon. What a week it's been to be a Villanova Wildcat. We're talking Nova Knicks and a Nova Pope when Villanova legend Chris Jenkins joins us next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike Babcock here. Look, it's been a great week for Villanova. First of all, Nova Knicks up 2-0 against the Boston Celtics. Shocked a lot of basketball fans. And now the new Pope, not just the first Pope from America, but also an alumni of Villanova University. And we are so lucky to have a guy who is a hero for Villanova at Villanova. This guy will be beloved there today and for the rest of time. Of course, Chris Jenkins. We're lucky enough that's Chris joining us right now. Chris, brother, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me back, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for being here. I got a lot to talk to you about, from basketball to the Pope. Let's start basketball first of all. I don't think, when that game was played Wednesday night, Chris, I think a lot of Knicks fans said, hey, look, we're happy that we got that first game on the road. We didn't even expect to win any in Boston. Now the Knicks are heading back, playing a game tomorrow in New York City, up 2-0. Just give me your thoughts as a guy who understands basketball as well as you do.
Yeah, no, it's a big opportunity for these guys. I'm excited for them. They put a lot of hard work in. They've been doubted a lot. Everybody picked the Celtics to kind of be a favorite, things of that nature. So it's a big opportunity for them to get some wins on their home court and get a New York fans what they deserve.
Knowing the guys like you do know them, is that a motivating factor, Chris? I mean, you look everywhere. Who are the experts picking? Everybody picked against the Knicks. Does that motivate these guys that say, hey, we're a good basketball team too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it helps. You know what I mean? No extra motivation, it never hurts. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like those guys are always motivated. It comes from within, but like I said, a little extra. It could definitely be the ice that tips it over. So, we'll see. Hopefully, like I said, these guys can continue to win and continue to build. 2 big-time wins, man, on the road. Two major wins at the wrong Garden, and now they're headed to the good Garden, and hopefully they can finish it off.
Chris, talk to me about Mikal Bridges. Obviously the Knicks gave up a lot to get him, and you heard a lot of people bad-mouthing him throughout the season. And then in both game 1 and game 2, he doesn't shoot great to start the game, but he hits some big shots late in the game. And then the 2 defensive plays in nearly the identical situations, and he comes up with huge stops both times to seal the game. talk to me about Mikal Bridges and just the type of player he is. And do you have are you surprised knowing this guy that he made those plays?
Yeah, no, Kel's a great dude, man. He works extremely hard. He's quiet, mama's boy kind of, but he just works hard. He's about his work, about his craft, and like I said, they've been hearing a lot of the chit chatter, and he's not one of the guys that gets down. But like I said, extra motivation never really hurt anybody, and the Knicks did give up a lot to get him, and it's for moments like this right here to help propel them to be in position to move forward. So. I'm expecting those guys to handle business, and he's one of the leading focal points of that. With his defensive intensity and his ability to make plays throughout the game, in many different ways. So it's no surprise, and like I said, I'm just excited for those guys. It's lit.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely awesome. How do you guard against not being like resting on your laurels? How do you get focused and know the Celtics are going to come out with like their hair on fire? They've got to win this game. How do the Knicks match that intensity on Saturday?
I mean, I feel like you just continue throughout the process, because whether you win or you lose, you just go back to the drawing board and you get better and prepare for the next game. And that's the mentality. And Jalen's a great leader. They have a lot of great leaders over there. Thibs is a hard-nosed coach, so I don't really see those guys kind of taking a step back. I do see the Celtics kind of maybe having one of those games where they do make a lot of shots because they have been missing a lot, but I guess we'll see. We'll continue to let them settle for contested threes, and if it comes close down the stretch, I think the Knicks have proven that, they'll be the tougher team and pull out the win.
All right, now before I let you go, I got to ask you about the Pope, because obviously Pope Francis passed away yesterday. The Cardinals go into the conclave, and I don't know if anybody had suspected that we were going to get our first American Pope. We do in Leo the 14th, as he is now known. And where did he go to college? Villanova
University, baby.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, man. I'm telling you, man, these East Lancaster bullies, man, they've been creeping out a lot these past couple days, man. They've been showing sightings in Boston, Massachusetts. And, now we're making our way to head of the Catholic Church. Those East Lancaster guys, man, they making an impact on the world.
If he wants to go watch a basketball game, will you take him to a game, Chris?
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be the one to escort him, but I may be around of some sort. But Villanova's home to everybody who goes there, who graduates, who puts in the hard work and dedication. It's always a place that we could all call home.
Hey, yeah, you have shown that there's a higher power walking with you, man. That the shot proves it. So I'm not so sure you wouldn't be the guy, man.
I would be honored for sure. It'd be lit.
Paul Pierce completes a 20-mile walk after coming up short on his Game 2 Celtics guarantee. We catch up with the truth as he finishes the trek when TMZ Sports returns right after this.
Man, this really wild, though. I can't believe this. Celtics got me out here like this, dog. I'm really walking out here like this. Man, I can't believe it. I got a long walk to go. So I got to put my shades on. Everybody won't recognize. Man, this is blowing me. This is blowing me, dog. Man, I'm way out here.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, there he was. The NBA great, Paul Pierce, was, as we left you yesterday, was walking from his home in Los Angeles, in the Valley, the San Fernando Valley, to the Fox Sports studio, which was about 20 miles away. Remember, Mojo, this was all because Paul Pierce, the day before, had made a guarantee. He said, no way my Boston Celtics are losing again to the New York Knicks in Game 2 of the second round of the NBA playoffs. We obviously all know what happened in that game. The Knicks once again came back from 20 points down, and they won the game. So Paul, man of his word, Mojo, he said, I'm going to walk. Now, the question is, did he make it? That is a long, long way to walk. It's a near marathon, Mojo, for a guy who is... He's not exactly in his athletic prime anymore, Mojo, right? Paul Pierce is 47 years old. So did he make it? Well, the answer is yes, Mojo. And you know what? We were literally there at the scene as he arrived at the studio. We even got to speak with Paul. Take a look.
The truth, baby. You got shoes on, though. Hold up.
No, I told him, but see, you didn't watch the rest of the telecast.
Okay, good.
I told everybody I was going to put shoes on for this.
It's safe. It's safer. Listen, what do you think your step count is? We got to know, bro.
This is 20. This is 20.
Celtics win, baby, right here. Signature.
Hey, good job.
You sweating. You sweating. This is real.
This is real.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's
Guaranteed
awesome.
Celtics win right here.
That's awesome.
Damn, I made it, y'all. We made it, y'all. We made it.
Yo. Hey.
Oh, my God.
There's people saying, oh, he's capping. Like, he must have jumped in a couple Ubers or something. What do you say to that?
I'm the truth.
That at a baby.
No cap.
No cap.
So there he is, Mojo. And he says he walked.
20 miles is approximately 45,000 steps, Babcock. I just looked it up. I mean, you do 10,000 steps in a day. That's pretty awesome. 20,000 steps in a day. That's like spending a day at a theme park where you're just walking around all day. 45,000 steps, Babcock.
Well,
that is ridiculous. And if he did every single one of them, which of course he's standing by, hats off to him, because it would have been really easy for him to cheat this or just not do it and walk it back. That is an absurdly long walk. I don't know exactly how long it took him, but if he started at 5 a.m., I don't know. I got to think he was late for work. But what I can tell you for sure, that man's back definitely felt horrible, and he probably is still feeling it today and maybe the rest of the week.
Mojo, he had to be hurting. That, even for an elite athlete, is an incredible distance to walk. Now, we actually do have the exact step account, Mojo, and I think so there it is. It's almost 34,000, Mojo, 33,465. Now, Mojo, I think the one error in your calculation here is that Paul Pierce is a very tall person.
Yeah.
So he has longer strides, thus less steps, Mojo. So I think if you put his height in, the distance, the step count for 20 miles would be about 35,000 steps. So I think it all checks out, man. I was a little skeptical yesterday with Paul Pierce that he actually did this. I thought he turned his camera on, made a video, posted it to Instagram, got a ride, stopped, rinse and repeat, Mojo. Now I'm thinking not the case. He says he's the truth. Paul Pierce, the truth. He walked this, Mojo. Big respect. It's the question everyone is wondering. Is Pope Leo XIV a White Sox fan, or is he a Cubs fan? We'll explore when TMZ Sports comes back right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, we spoke about the Pope a little bit earlier in the show today. Of course, he is now known as Leo XIV. Of course, Robert Prevost was the first American-born pope in the history of the Catholic religion, Mojo. We're talking going back thousands and thousands of years. We finally have got an American. Now, we know, as we talked about with Chris Jenkins a little bit earlier today, he went to Villanova University, Leo XIV did, but he's from Chicago, Mojo, and as you know, Chicago has got themselves not one but two Major League Baseball teams who seemingly are both taking credit for the Pope, Mojo. The Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs both posted on Thursday about the Pope. And again, I think they're both wanting to claim that he is a fan of their organization. First, we've got the famed Chicago Cubs who posted this, Mojo. They say, congratulations to Pope Leo. And hey, Chicago, he's a Cubs fan, of course, on the famed Wrigley Field fan there outside of the ballpark. And then, not to be outdone, Mojo, we've got the Chicago White Sox. Hey, Chicago, he's a Sox fan. Well, we've got some clarification here, Mojo, because the Pope's brother has weighed in. And you know what? Yeah, he's a White Sox fan. He is not a fan of the Cubbies, Mojo. So White Sox are the winners here, Mojo. So pretty cool for them. First Pope, and he's a fan of their baseball team. I've got to feel like that is a good omen for their baseball team now going forward, Mojo.
Babcock, I just love that Chicago got a Pope before the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl. Go Pack, go, baby. I was very much enjoying Packer Twitter yesterday and this week looking into this entire situation. I was actually wondering, I mean, obviously the Pope isn't likely to comment on this and weigh in himself, right? I mean, as the Pope can't choose one side over the other. Isn't that like a popely duty to not draw any lines there? But the Pope's brother immediately throwing the man under the bus. I mean, clearly someone needs to give that guy some media training here. I mean, you can't be drawing any lines as a family member of the Pope. His family, his friends, anyone that used to hang out with this guy, somebody's going to need to get debriefed on this situation. We got some rookies out there in the papal family over there, Babcock.
It's true. I hope he does weigh in, Mojo. I hope someone asks him, and I really hope that he takes in a baseball game. He went to the World Series back in 2005 when the White Sox, played the Astros. There he is, Mojo. So we hope he catches a game. That would be pretty cool to see, Mojo. All right, we are out of time. We got a bunch. We'll have a bunch to talk about on Monday, Mojo. Some big basketball games. Can the Knicks go up 3-0? There'll be a lot to talk about, Mojo. It's going to be a great show on Monday.
Babcock, if the Knicks come back down from another 20 points for the third time, I know for at least you, it'll make Monday the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.